Milan, a city with a super long history. It all started way back with the Celts. Around 600 BC, they built a little town called Medhellenon. That was the beginning of Milan's awesome story, but things really changed when the Romans showed up in 222 BC. They took over and renamed the city Mediolanum. It became a really important city in the Roman Empire. Mediolanum was a great place to live back then. It was in a good spot and the economy was booming. Later, around 286 AD, Emperor Diocletian made it the capital of the Western Roman Empire. That made Milan even more important. Christianity started becoming popular around this time too. In 313 AD, Emperor Constantine made a big announcement, the Edict of Milan. This new law meant that everyone in the Roman Empire could choose their own religion. It was a huge moment for Christianity, and it made Milan famous in religious history. This changed everything, making things more tolerant and changing religion in Europe forever. After the Roman Empire fell, things got tough for Milan. In 569 AD, the Lombards, a group from Germany, took over. They ruled for a couple hundred years and changed Milan's culture and buildings. Then, in 774 AD, Charlemagne, the king of the Franks, beat the Lombards and made Milan part of his kingdom. During the Middle Ages, Milan became super powerful. It was a big center for trade and people came from all over Europe to do business. Christianity was still really important and people built huge churches and cathedrals. They were beautiful and showed how religious the city was. The Basilica of Sant'Ambrogio, built way back in the 4th century, is a great example. Then came the Renaissance, a time of amazing art and new ideas. Milan was ruled by the Visconti and Sforza families, and the city was amazing. The Castello Sforzesco, a giant castle built by Francesco Sforza in the 1400s, showed everyone how powerful and fancy Milan was. And guess who lived in Milan during this time? Leonardo da Vinci, one of the most famous artists ever. In the 1500s, things got complicated again. Powerful countries in Europe started fighting over Milan. Spain took over in 1535, and the Spanish Habsburgs ruled for almost 200 years. Milan wasn't as powerful during this time because it kept getting caught in the middle of wars. In 1714, after a big war, Austria took control of Milan. The Habsburgs, now ruling from Vienna, made some changes and helped the city become more modern. But the people of Milan still wanted to be free. In the 1800s, lots of Italians wanted to unite and form one country. Milan was a big part of this movement. Finally, in 1859, after a war with Austria, Milan was free. It became part of the brand new Kingdom of Italy. This was a huge celebration for Milan and all of Italy. Milan had been ruled by other countries for so long, but now it was finally part of a united Italy. In the late 1800s and 1900s, Milan became a modern city. The Industrial Revolution brought lots of jobs and businesses. Milan became a center for making things and for money, but this wasn't all good. During World War II, Milan was bombed a lot and many buildings were destroyed, but even though things were bad, Milan bounced back. It rebuilt everything and became a world leader in fashion, design, and cool new ideas. Today, Milan is a super exciting place, full of creative people and businesses. It has awesome skyscrapers next to old churches. You can eat at a traditional Italian restaurant or a super fancy one. Milan is great at mixing its history with new things. It's a really special and interesting place to visit. Milan's story shows how strong it is. From its early days to now, it has always changed and grown while remembering its past. Today, Milan shows the world how amazing Italian art, culture, and ideas are. It's a city that inspires people from all over the world.